was around 3 years old, and I remember short parts of where I was sleeping in cars. And I remember where it was outside my nanny's. And yeah, it was comforting to know that I could finally have somewhere to stay, but obviously it was still rough sleeping and there was still danger to it because you're not actually surrounded by a building, you're surrounded by a car, like you're inside a car, so there's not really that much safety. There's a lot of danger, especially sleeping beside your mother. Obviously I do talk to my mother about it and ask like, how was it? Because that's how I managed to stay off drugs and stay off drinking and smoking, because learning from other people's mistakes, especially my mother, she made sure I learned from her mistakes. And she's a better person, 10 times better than she was back then now, and so am I. She told me herself like why she took it, and obviously it was because of trauma in her life. She grew up homeless in London, and she experienced it, and then she moved over to Ireland and then still experienced it because she was still sleeping rough, and then finally got a place. But I don't really talk about it to her, like how did we get there or how did she get there. So when I first walked in, obviously they were talking about how it works and how it runs. And I was like, how is this gonna work? How is this gonna work for me? Because mainstream, there's so much to do. There's so much like complication. And when I finally got into this, they're like, no books, no bags, no school uniform, no nothing, no homework. And I'm confused. I'm like, so how is it gonna work? Am I just gonna get like half the junior cert? And then when I walked in, they explained it and properly explained it to me, sat down and showed me everything they can do and all the resources they have. And when I saw it, that's when it changed me. I was like, this could really work. And it just stuck with me. This is it. This is me lucky chance. This is my chance to get away. But they had a work in non-mainstream. And when I got into that, it was a whole different world. Like obviously there's education, but when you get into like, it's still education, but it's trades, it's more hands-on. And walking into that is a totally different world because they're seeing people using their imagination, using their creativity. And obviously, because they're coming from their backgrounds, it's like looking at, obviously reading a book without a cover, because you don't know the story. And as soon as you see them creating stuff and this, that, you're like, this is it. Like all these people are doing this, I can do this. And then when I got into it, I started working with my hands. I used lathes and it was mainly woodwork, so you're using lathes, making bowls, pens and stuff like that. And then eventually one day my instructor came up to me and he said, what are you doing for the summer? And obviously I had nothing to do for the summer because I'm a kid. And I went, nothing. He goes, I can get you a summer job in the other woodwork place called The Yard. And when I went into that, it was totally different work. They were giving me a wage and I was only, 15, 16 then, and I was getting 75 a week, and that was a lot for like a 16-year-old. Through my whole life nearly, going into a shop and realising I can't afford that. And it'd be the most minuscule thing. It'd be like a chocolate bar or a drink, like a fizzy drink. And I'm thinking, how can I not afford it? How come someone's going in there doing a week's shopping and spending €300 and I'm spending €2 and it's gonna affect my whole household just spending €2 little. So the reason I became a Leaf Ambassador is to share my story so I can help other people that are going through the same trauma as me and the same background so they can build a future like I have.